back for episode 11 of the ModTech Minute. Today, though, classroom is a little cool. So this is going to be a lesson that's totally taught on the computer, and I'm going to do it from my own home. I'm going to show you some cool things in Tinkercad, and I'm kind of excited about Tinkercad because taught my kids for about a week on it in school, and let me show you some of the things that they made. All right, so this is an awesome monkey that was created by Megan. Now, I taught her last 18 weeks, and that might be what's even the most cool is that even after she left my class, she's still playing. So I got an email saying, hey, Mr. Harmon, can you print this? And you bet I can print it. It was pretty epic. Current student Tegan created this awesome little ship. Now, I haven't taught her how to create a ship. I taught her how to create a car, and we also created a couple things using duplicate, and this was just her idea, which is totally epic. I also had a student Paige follow someone else's tutorial and create this awesome lobster. I also had Aiden create this epic Empire State Building one day after we started Tinkercad. He went home that night with his Chromebook and he couldn't help himself. He had to find a lesson and he made it, and then we printed it the next day. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you some cool things with Tinkercad, including how I created, totally in Tinkercad, this awesome Go-Wo keychain. How epic is that? Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Alright, so as promised, here is how I created this project where I have the print in place Go-Wo keychain. So it started with me fiddling with this shape right here, where I just hooked two pieces together, sawed off the bottom underneath so that it was flat to help with printing, and I made it so that it would print upwards so that there would be space for the two parts to interlock. And then as I was working with it, I came up with this idea so that it was repeatable. I'm going to bust this little fella apart. Well, and actually, I'm going to back out and show you something real smart. So I'm going to call these Go-Wo keychain. And because I'm happy with my Go-Wo keychain, I'm going to back up. And I'm going to click the gear and I'm going to duplicate it. And that way, as I go in and tinker, no matter what I show you guys, I'm not going to mess up what I've already built. So let's break apart these little parts. In Tinkercad, if you haven't played with it, this is the ungroup button. And this is where you can take all your parts and bust them apart to see what they're made of. Also, you can see here I've got transparent turned on. That lets me see through. And you can see here the gap that makes this project possible. I'm going to ungroup that part, and you can see this is the arm. Notice what I did is I built this out of spheres that I squished to the exact design that I liked. It would let them grow upwards nice and easy, and then print the bar through the middle. I'm going to break this apart one more time, and you can see the piece that I subtract. To make this easier for you to understand, I'm going to turn this without transparent, and then you can see that this part right here is a hole. Let's hide this for a moment so you can see better how this curved shape subtracts the area so that the ring can go through and hold it in place. This was a mistake I made, and I made a smarter one over here. So as I break this apart, I'm going to take my new smarter one and I'm going to bring it across and replace it. So see how this one comes all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to use the duplicate tool, and then I'm going to use the arrow keys to move that one back to where the old one used to be. So even though my design worked and I've printed it, one of the neat things you always learn is that you can make it better. This is kind of funny. I did not build it beautifully. I just took a piece and flipped it around and cut it so that it came the angle I wanted. It's, I guess, more of a hack than a fix. But it does work, and then when I lined this up, I lined it up so that I could see the entire piece poking through. And to do that, I used 0.1 millimeter, and then I looked at it from a top front angle. I hid this little piece. This hide selected is so slick. And then when I use the arrow keys to move back, you can see I can find where the circle no longer cuts all the way out. And that's where I want it, is so that that ring has its complete hole. And then I can go back and group this so it cuts it out, so holes cut themselves out of the other parts. Now when I hit show all, you can see that that ring, and I'll go back to having it be transparent, is going to fit inside that hole plenty nicely. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. I'm going to ungroup those parts, and I'm going to pull this out further. And then I'm going to hide these again, and I'm going to regroup it just because I want it to turn out as sharp as it can. So with those hidden, now I can group it, and then I can do show all, make sure my parts look the way they want, and I need to group these two. And that's how I created my Go Whoa keychain. Over here you can see I broke it apart, and for the second piece, I cut out a curved shape so that the little arm piece would not be in the way. And then by simply repeating that process, cutting out the other piece and putting in the next one, I was able to totally build any keychain I wanted. That is what makes Tinkercad so amazing. You can just play and play and play as you create the coolest things in the world. You don't have to have skills, you just have to have dreams. And it just is a total blast building amazing projects. You can see I accidentally grouped the back there, so I'm going to ungroup that. It only groups what you touch. So right now I'm going to make sure I don't group any goofy parts by hiding them. And that way I can just group all the parts that matter. I'm going to group this one second just so I don't accidentally cut part of it off. So now I've got my O grouped. Bring back all the parts. This needs to be grouped with the O. Pick my colors. Our school colors are white and black, so that just makes sense. When it got to the end here, I was able to reuse the O, which was nice. The only trick about that was I had to cut off this end, because remember I had these pieces added, but it was super simple and easy to switch. If you're thinking this looks like a project you'd like to do, let me show you where I would head first before I went right to this project. If you visit my YouTube channel, right at the very top I've got what I call the ABCs of Tinkercad. And in the ABCs of Tinkercad, first it talks to you about signing up. I got a 4-minute movie about a super simple house that gets you some basic skills. One of the most essential skills is the work plane. This little 6-minute movie gets you through that. This is an amazing little video where you make a sweet little spider using duplicate. And then finally there is the work plane wizardry where you build a really fun little creature and learn how to manipulate things around the screen. The rest of these are all super fun, and they all get you to the place where you can start building your own crazy things like this, or the cool things that I showed you when we started today's ModTech Minute. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have fun building your own stuff. Please, if you do build something, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, add those as well. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.